All right, welcome everybody to Saturday morning slow flow. We're all starting on our back. So if you're at home, come to your back. We're taking a few moments here just to arrive. Let your breath start to take over. Let your breath push all your other distractions, yes, to the background, so that you can be here. Whether here is in the studio or here is whatever room you're in at home. Right? Be here on your mat, fully present to your mat, fully focused on your mat. Your practice. Feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, and start to add that element of control to your breath. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Allowing your breath to become longer, slower, deeper. So inhale, pulling the breath all the way down into your belly. And as you exhale, you're pushing it all the way out. Allow us to move a second just with one breath, one movement. When you're ready to start moving here, what you're going to do, right? You can extend your legs long, or you can bend your knees. It's up to you. Let's here so you guys can see. All right. And then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to keep my knees bent just so I stay on camera. But you can have your legs extended if you want. We're not going to move the legs, just the arm. Play said a lot about the arms today. I want you to bring your arms into cactus arms. Right? So that means your elbows are coming straight out of your shoulders. You've got that 90-degree bend in your elbow, fingertips pointed up towards your head. Right? So your hands are going to stay on the ground at first, right? So you're not lifting your arms up, but you're just going to straighten them, right? So that your fingertips reach overhead towards the back of the room. Right? Then, once you're there, now you're going to lift your hands up. The only time they're going to lift up, you're lifting them straight up towards the ceiling, so your fingertips come towards the ceiling. And then you're gonna let your hands come down right at your hips, palms face down. All right, then from there, sweep them out. Again, don't lift them up off the ground, just sweep them out to the sides in a T position. And then from there, you're gonna bend back into your elbows, come back to cactus arms. Right, so that's the whole little sequence. We're gonna move our arms like that. We're gonna do it 3 more times, all right? So reach your arms overhead, and then lift them up. Only time they lift up, right? They lift up, they swoop down, then land at your sides, palms face down. Sweep them out to a T. Bring them back to cactus arms. Let's do that twice more, right? Push your fingertips overhead. Now lift your hands, drop them to your hips, palms face down. Sweep them out to a T. Bend into your elbows, cactus arms. All right, one more time like that. Take your arms, sweep them overhead, and then lift them up, float them down by your hips, palms face down. Squeeze them out to a T. Bend your elbows, cactus arms. This time from your cactus arms, right? You're gonna take your hands and you're gonna hug. Give yourself a hug around your chest. Doesn't matter which arm comes on top right now, right? But take your right hand to your left shoulder, left hand to your right shoulder. So you're giving yourself a big hug. And then open it back up to cactus arms. Do that again, just bring whichever arm you didn't bring on top last time, now bring that one on top. Hug, open it up to cactus arms. Do that twice more on each side, right? So we hug, we open up to cactus arms. We hug with different arm on top, open up to cactus arms. Do it one more time with each arm. Just hug, open it back up to cactus arms, hug with the other arm on top, bring it back to cactus arms. Now from here, right, everybody's gonna bend into their knees. If you're not already, bring your feet to the ground, and then pick your feet up, just curl your knees into your chest. Once your knees are curled all the way into your chest, then you're gonna take your hands to the crease of your knees. Rock yourself up, come in to tabletop. So hands and knees pose, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees. We're just gonna take a few cat-cows here to get our body and breath in perfect sync. So as you inhale here, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tailbone under, let your belly drop, that's cow. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round at your back, hollow out your armpits, that's cat. So just keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. So you can be going faster or slower than me. As you do these, you can be going faster or slower than anybody else. Just find that place where you're moving with one breath, one movement. As we finish up here, as you finish up your next cow, meet me back in neutral tabletop. All right, and we're gonna go through our sun salutation. So you're gonna tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, come into that first down dog of the morning. So your fingers are spread wide like starfish, get that pointer finger at the front of the mat, let your head drop between your shoulder blades. You can add some movement here if you want to, bend one knee and the other. Call that walking the dog. Maybe you're swaying your hips from side to side. Maybe you're just staying still. Take the time, check in with your body. Notice what's going on. Make sure you're listening to your body as we go through the rest of practice. All right, from here you're gonna bend your knees, look between your thumbs, just bring your feet forward, your hands. So we're coming into forward fold here. Belly touching the upper thighs, head hanging heavy and long. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Make sure there's no creases in the back of your neck. Now on our next inhale, we're going to take a half lift into monkey. Just pull your shoulders even with your hips. So now your back is flat, front of your head is pointed forward. As you exhale, fold back down, back into that forward fold, belly to thighs, crown the head towards the mat. This time as we inhale, we're going to take a big reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. As you come all the way up to standing here, I want you to take your arms out really, really wide, right? You're holding something really big overhead. We're gonna side bend like this. You're gonna push your hips to the left, reach, pretend you're holding like a big beach ball, right? Reach it over to the right. Inhale, come back up, and then as you exhale, go the other way. hinge to the left. Come back up here. Now, this time as we exhale, you're gonna do just like we did when we were lying on our back. We're gonna give ourselves a hug, right? Bring your right arm on top. Bring your right arm to your left shoulder, left arm to the right shoulder. And then open back up wide. Go the other way. This time bring your left arm on top. Open up, back out wide, and then you're gonna sweep your hands down, bring them behind your back, you're gonna lace them behind your back, pull your shoulder blades together, open your chest, push your hips forward, take your chest and your gaze up. Inhale, stand tall, and then as you exhale, hinge at the hip, come all the way down into your forward fold. So let those hands come up and off your low back on the way down. Once you're all the way down, then you're just gonna release your hands and plant them on the mat. You can take another half lift monkey if you want, shoulders even with the hips. This time as you fold down, you plant your hands, step or float, back to plank, and keep your shoulders over your wrists, your hips just below your knees. And then we're gonna go through our chaturangas. Now you can drop down to your knees here if you want to, like I just did, right? So you wanna keep your body in a diagonal, that one straight line from your shoulder to your knees. You don't want your hips up, all right? So we're gonna go through our yoga push-up, our chaturanga. So you're gonna bend your elbows, let them hug your ribs. They point straight back behind you and you come all the way down to your belly. Right, on this first one, as we're all the way down, on this first one, we're all gonna come all the way down. We're gonna lift into baby cobra. So you're just lifting your chest slightly. Right, you should be able to lift your hands using just your back strength. Now, if you want that up dog, if you're ready for it, press your palms into the mat, straighten your arms, pull your chest up and through all the way to up dog. But if you wanna stick in baby cobra, this time or every time we flow, you can, right? Wherever you are, flip your feet, lift your hips up and back, come back to down dog. That's our basic sun salutation for today. We're gonna do it twice more. We're gonna start to move it a little faster. We're gonna move it with our breath. So bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. As we inhale, we're gonna take a half lift into monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Hold that big wide beach ball, right? Lean it to the right. Come back to center. Lean it to the left. Come back to center. Now you're gonna give yourself a hug. Right arm on top. Open back up wide. Give yourself a hug. Left arm on top. Open up wide. And then sweep your hands back behind you. Interlace them. Pull your shoulder blades together. Take that back bend. Inhale, come up tall. Then exhale, hinge at the hip. Come all the way down. Taking those hands up and off your low back. Release your hands here to the mat. Step or float. Back to plank. Exhale over through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, shift, down dog. All right, let's take that one more time through. Bend your knees, look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward, your hands forward fold. Inhale, half lift monkey. Exhale, hold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come up, hold that giant ball, lean it to the right. Come back to center. Lean it to the left. Come back to center. Hug with the right arm on top. Open back up wide. Hug with the left arm on top. Open back up wide. Sweep your hands back behind you and release them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together. Take your back bend. Inhale, stand tall. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hip. Take the hands up and off your low back. Come down to forward fold. Release your hands here. Inhale, half lift monkey. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step or float back to plank from your knees or from your toes as you exhale over through that chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, shift, down dog. All right, now this time, as we're in our down dog, my music is not playing, I just realized that. All right, you guys go ahead, come forward into your forward fold. All right, I'm gonna do that now. You guys are gonna hang out forward fold for a couple breaths. Right. Maybe notice that now that we've been through those sun salutations, you're getting just a little deeper than you did the first time that we were here. Music better as we flow, right? Now, X into chair. So bend your knees, send your hips back and down, and then you're gonna peel your upper body up. Right? You can reach forward with your hands. You can have your hands at heart center, or you can reach your hands up to the sky. Right? And what I want you to do from here, right, once you're deep in your chair, wherever your hands are, open them back up into those cactus arms. And so elbows are even with the shoulders, palms are facing towards the front of the room. Right? You're pulling your shoulder blades together, like you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulders. Look good. All right, now from here, you're gonna bring your hands back to wherever they were, reaching forward, reaching up, heart center. We're gonna do that twice more. Open up, cactus arms. Bring your hands back to where they were, regular chair. One more time, open it up to cactus arms. Bring your hands back to where they were. As you exhale, sink a little lower into your chair here. And then as we inhale, we're gonna press the feet. You're gonna come all the way up. Maybe you're gonna take a back bend. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, swan dive it all the way back down into forward fold. Take a float here, half lift monkey. Fold back down, plant your hands, step a float back to plank. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, now from there, you're gonna take your right leg, lift it up to the sky. Make sure that's what we're doing here. You're gonna bend into your right knee, step it through between your hands. So come to runner's lunge. There we go. All right, so you've got your right knee over your right ankle, left leg's nice and long. Now we're gonna dial down that left heel, so it points to the left. You're gonna lead with your left hand, reach it forward, let it make a big circle around, just reach it back behind you, and then reach your right hand right over your right knee. So you came here into warrior two. Deep bend in your right knee, sending that right knee towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Now, curl your hands around here. You're gonna land your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Or sorry, left hand on the inside of the right foot. Take the right hand up to the sky. So you're just in a basic twisted lunge. All right? Let your left toes turn forward. All right? Now, you can keep your right hand up to the sky. If you're gonna drop it, you can. But you're gonna drop down to your left knee. Okay, so if you need a blanket under your knee, put it there. So now we're in this kneeling runner's lunge. Now, what we're gonna do from here, you're gonna step your right foot back, and you're gonna kick your left foot over to the left a little bit, step back with that right foot, come into a modified side plank facing the right side of the room. Right, I'm gonna flip it around here so that I'm facing the camera. But we look like this. There we go. All right, now, you're gonna push away from the mat with your left hand and just rise up here into a gate pose. Right, so gate, myself all the way on there. There we go. We're here, right? We're reaching up high. You're on your left knee, your right leg is long, your right toes are pointed towards the right side of the room. Drop your right hand to your right thigh. Reach those left fingertips towards the back of the room. Back of your mat, right? So you're opening up the whole left side body. Now from here, you're gonna come back, bring your right hand up, let your left hand come back down. So come back into your modified side plank. Right, as you're here in modified side plank, maybe you can start to reach your right fingertips towards the top of your mat, taking your right bicep right over your right ear. See if you can lift your right foot up off the mat. Oh. Now, bend into your right knee, bring it back towards your right glute. Sweep your right hand around. Maybe you can grab a hold of your right ankle with your right hand and really pull that knee back. Open up the quad. Now, if you can't reach it, it's okay. Just stay in your side plank. Now from here, you're gonna release that right leg, let it go back long, come back through your side plank, and then you're gonna drop your right hand down to the mat, right? Now, as you do this, you're gonna take your left foot and extend it long. So you're coming into a full plank here. This can be a plank on your knees if you need it to be, right? So you're in plank. Once you're in plank, drop down to your forearms. Again, this can be on your knees if you need it to be, right? So now you're here in forearm plank. Start to lift your hips up and maybe walk your feet a little bit closer so that you're in dolphin. Now, from dolphin, right, we don't have to stay here. You're gonna bring yourself back into down dog. So, if you can, right, you're just gonna do it Put one hand down, put both hands down. And now you're here in down dog. From your down dog, shift forward into your plank and just take your flow right here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, so let's try that on the left side. So you're gonna take your left leg, lift it up to the sky, and bend into your left knee, swing it through, put it right between your hands. So you're here in runner's lunge. Left knee over the left ankle, right leg nice and long. Dial down that right heel so your right toes point to the right side of your mat. Lead with your right hand. Draw yourself up to warrior two. Right, so you want that deep bend in your left knee. Send that left knee towards the pinky toe side of your foot. If you can see yourself in the mirror right now, your right hand is disappearing behind you. Right? Your shoulders are nice and stacked. Everything's open. Now we're going to cartwheel around here. You're going to land your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Take your left hand up to the sky. So you're going to twisted lunge facing the left side of the room. Stay in your twist. Let your right heel lift, if it's not already, and then gently drop down to your right knee. Now you're in this twisted lunge. So see if you can keep that left hand up to the sky. I'm going to flip around here so I end up facing the right direction. Right, but you're just going to kick that right foot slightly to the right, step that left foot all the way back along. So now you're here in this modified side plank. Adjust it if you need to. I'm going to, right, because I want my right shoulder right over my right wrist. Right, my right wrist in line with my right knee, and my right knee in line with my left heel. All right, so we're going to bring it up to gate here. You're going to push away from the mat with your right hand. Bring both hands up to the sky. So now you're here in gate, facing the left side of the room. Drop your left hand to your left thigh. Reach those right fingertips up and over, so you're reaching towards the back of the room, back of your mat with your right hand. Come back up through gate. Now you're going to drop your right hand down to the mat, come back into your modified side plank. If you can't start to reach your left fingertips towards the front of the room, see if you can lift your left foot. If none of that can happen, then you're just holding in your side plank. Bend into your left knee, bring your left glute towards your left heel. Take your left hand, sweep it around, see if you can grab a hold of your left ankle with your left hand. Open everything up. And then release here, come back through your modified side plank. Push away from the mat with your, no, don't do that. Drop your left hand down, right? Come back around, face everything towards the front of the room. So you're driving those left toes into the mat. Now you're going to take your right leg, extend it long, come into a full plank. If you need to drop your knees in the plank, you can, right? From there, you're going to drop down to your elbows and a side plank. See me on the camera. All right, so we're in this we're in forearm plank. I said side plank, don't go to side plank. Come back to forearm plank. You can be on your knees if you need to. Then we're going to bring it from there into dolphin. You start to lift your hips, walk your toes in a little closer. And then from dolphin, we're going to bring it up to down dog. Press your palms into the mat. If you can do both at the same time, that's a lot of strength. Go for it. I can't do it, although I'm working on it. Just take both hands, press it in, push it right up to down dog. But once you're in down dog, shift forward, shoulders over the wrists, and take your flow here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra up dog. Exhale, shift, down dog. All right, now this time from your down dog, you're going to bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands one more time, come to forward fold. We're going to go back into that chair sequence, but this time we're going to add on a little bit, all right? So you're going to bend your knees, send your back and down, bring it back to your version of chair, right? Hands can be at heart center, hands can be reaching forward, hands can be up to the sky. Right, then from there, you're going to shift forward, lift your heels. Right? Now, drop your heels and open up into those cactus arms like you did before. Come back into your version of chair, lift your heels again. Drop your heels, take it back to cactus arms. All right, now one more time here. Lift your heels, come to your chair, drop your heels, cactus arms. Back into your chair, lifting your heels. And then from here, see if you can stay up off your heels. Bring it all the way up to standing. Once we're all all the way up to standing. Then drop your heels, go into your back bend. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, swan dive it back down, forward fold. Plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, now from down dog, we're gonna do all the things that we did on the other side. We're gonna do them again. This time, we're gonna add on a little bit. But we start by taking the right leg up to the sky. Step it through, come to runner's lunge. Drop your left heel, lead with your left hand. Sweep it up into warrior two. And from your warrior two, cartwheel around, come to your twisted lunge. Left hand to the ground, right hand to the sky. Right here, so I'm facing the right way. All right, gently drop down to your left knee. And then kick that left foot over to the left a little bit so you can step back with your right foot, bring it to that modified side plank. Adjust if you need to, right? If you didn't land it perfectly, it's okay. Adjust now. Now we're gonna come up into our gate. You're gonna push away from the mat with your left hand. Bring it all up into your gate. Take your left hand, drop it to your right hand, drop it to your right thigh, reach that left hand up and over. Come back up into your gate, drop the left hand down, come back through your modified side plank. Reach your right fingertips overhead, lift your right leg up. Bend into your right knee, sweep the right hand back, see if you can grab a hold of your right ankle. Again, if that doesn't happen, you're just holding side plank. Take it back into your side plank with your right foot down, right hand up to the sky. Then let that right hand come all the way down, face the top of your mat. Take your left leg, extend it long, so now you're in full plank. And then from full plank, drop down into your forearm plank. From your forearm plank, lift your hips, start to walk your feet closer. Come to dolphin. And then from dolphin, we push it up into down dog. That was me trying to do it with both arms. Almost made it. All right, now we're adding on here, we're still on the right leg, right? So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your right leg, lift it up to the sky again. Step it through, come to runner's lunge. As your right leg comes through to runner's lunge, now you're gonna peel your chest up off your right thigh and reach your hands forward. So you're just enlightening it. You're having your chest over the right thigh, reaching those hands towards the front of the room. Right here, as we come to this pose, you should have your palms facing each other and your thumbs up to the sky. Now, sweep your hands around. They're going to come back behind you. Interlace them behind your back. Right? Now, we're going to come up here. You're going to push your right leg straight. Lift your chest. Go right into a back bend. Right? Let your knuckles push towards the floor. Your chest and your gaze up. And then from there, you're going to bend back into your right knee, and you're going to bow all the way forward, bringing your right shoulder towards the inside of your right knee. If you can't get it all the way to the inside of your right knee, then just hover that right shoulder above the right knee. Just don't rest the right shoulder on the right knee. Let your head go, start looking back at your left toes. Now, one more thing here. We're going to come up. Keep your hands interlaced behind your back. Turn your torso back to face the front of the room. You're going to push off those left toes, slash left foot. You're going to come into a warrior three with your hands still interlaced behind your back. As you're trying to get your chest parallel to the ground, get the left toes, left knee, left hip all pointed to the ground. Crown the head towards the front of the room. There you go. All right, now bend into your right knee. Drop your left foot back down. Drop your hands on either side of your right foot. And then step that right foot back to meet the left. There we go. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, so let's do that one more time. This time we're going to do it on the left side. So take your left leg, lift it up to the sky. Bend into your knees, step it through, come to runner's lunge. Left knee right over the left ankle, right leg nice and long. Drop that right heel to the ground, so your right toes point towards the right side of the room. Lead with your right hand, reach it up. Cartwheel around, so come to warrior two. Keep bending the left knee. Now cartwheel your hands around, land your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Take your left hand up to the sky. So now we're in that twisted lunge. Let your right toes point towards the front of the room, and then gently drop down to your right knee. Kick your right foot over to the right, step your left foot long, come in to your modified side plank. adjust if you need to, right? Get it all nice and set up. Then you're gonna push away from the mat with that right hand, rise up into your gate. Drop your left hand to your left thigh, reach that right hand up and over, side gate. Come back up into gate, drop it all the way back down into your modified side plank. From your modified side plank, reach your left fingertips forward, lift that left foot, and then we're gonna bend into the left knee, sweep your left hand around, come into that stretch. Release, drop that leg back down, come back through your side plank. Left hand's gonna come all the way to the mat. Right toes turn towards the back of the room, and then you're stepping that right foot all the way back so that you're in full plank or modified plank. From there, drop down to your elbows. Come in to your forearm plank. From your forearm plank, push your hips up. Walk your feet forward. Come to your dolphin. And then from your dolphin, you're gonna press into your palms. Lift up into down dog. All right, now we're not done yet, so we're still on the left leg. Lift the left leg up to the sky. Step it through between your hands. Come to runner's lunge. You can keep that right heel up here. You can drop that right heel down. We're just going to peel the chest up off the left thigh. And you're going to come up into your lightning bolt. So reaching your hands forward. And you can see it on the camera. My palms are facing each other. My thumbs are up to the sky. Chest just hovering over that left thigh. Now sweep your hands back behind you. You're going to lace them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together. You're going to rise up, pushing your left leg straight, lifting your torso right into a back bend. Lean back, look up, and then bend into your left knee. Dive all the way forward. Bring your left shoulder towards the inside of your left knee. And you're back here in this humble warrior. So you're trying to lift your hands up and off your low back, but they don't come. They can just rest on your low back, up to you. Right? And then from here, right, lift up slightly, look towards the front of the room. You're going to push off of those right toes. We're going to come right in to warrior three. So you're straightening out your left leg, letting your right toes float up off the mat. Keep moving around here so I keep my balance. You want your right toes pointed towards the ground, right knee, right hip pointed towards the ground. Trying to lift that leg to hip level. Right? Keeping your hands interlaced behind your back. And then from there, you're going to bend into that left knee, step your right foot long, drop your hands down on either side of your left foot, step your left foot back to meet your right. Take your flow here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, now this time from our down dog, you're going to bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. Belly touching the upper thighs, head hanging heavy and long. Take your feet out wide to the edges of your mat. Heels turn in and toes turn out, and then you're going to drop down into your Malasana squat. If you have a block, you can sit on the block. Maybe that makes it better. Maybe you love Malasana squat, you don't need the block. If that's you, hang out right here. If you need to, you can always drop down to your glutes. Bring the soles of your feet together. Come to down ankle. Okay. Wherever you are, it's good. I want you to be comfortable. Bring that focus back to your breath. Make sure that focus still is on your breath. If not, you can get that focus back here. Make sure you still have control of your breath. If you lost that control while we were flowing, this is your chance to reassert it right here. Let your breaths become longer, slower, deeper. One more time. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And eventually, we're all going to bring it back into a tabletop. All right, so let's come to tabletop first. Hands, knees, toes. I'm going sideways just because eventually it's going to be better so you guys will be able to see my entire body. from here, we're gonna come back into dolphin, right? We were there briefly during our flow. Now we're gonna be there a little bit longer. So we're gonna get into it in a different way. I want you to drop down to your forearms first, right? So now your shoulders are over your elbows. Your hands are making like a little number 11 towards the top of the mat. Your fingertips all point towards the top of the mat. Later on, we're gonna bring our hands together and lace them, make that triangle. But right now, we're making that number 11, all right? Tuck your toes under here and then just lift your hips up and back. It's just like when you come up into down dog. Except you're dolphin, you're down on your forearms. Now, the closer you walk your feet, the more it brings the weight over your shoulders. Right? So that makes it harder for some people. You can adjust it for you. If you need to walk your feet further back, walk them further back. If you want to walk them closer in, walk them closer in. Once you get here, see if you can take your right leg and just lift it up to the sky. Hold for a couple breaths. And then drop that right leg back down. See if you can take your left leg, lift it up to the sky. Hold for a couple breaths. Drop it back down. All right. Now, from here, come back to dolphin. This is where I want you to bring your hands together. So you're interlacing them with that little triangle at the front of your mat. Now, push with your toes. Push yourself forward, right? So you want your chin to travel past your thumbs, maybe past your knuckles. And then draw it all the way back so that your head comes between your elbows. See if you can do that 3 more times. Just push forward, shift as far forward as you can, bring it back. 2 more times. Shift forward, bring it back. 1 more time. Shift forward. And then bring it back. Now this time as we come all the way back, now you're going to drop to your knees. Let your hips come back over your heels, come into your child's pose. I know you won't want to. Your arms might be a little bit sore tomorrow. What do you think of me, especially if you're not able to come here? Right, we're going to do one more thing here, right? So we're going to come back up. You're going to come back up to tabletop. Right? This time, you're going to bring it into a plank. Right? Just a regular, on your palms, on your knees plank. Now, from your plank, right, you're going to bend into your knees. Just drop them so they hover the mat. And then push back, let your shoulders go back behind your wrists. Push yourself all the way back so your belly's coming toward your thighs, like you're in this little crouch. Right? And then you're going to push forward. You're going to come back into plank. Maybe your shoulders travel a little bit past your wrists. If they do, that's okay, right? Because we're not going to stay there. Then you're going to drop your knees again, push it all the way back into that crouch. All right, so do that 3 more times. Move a little further back. Go off camera. Into my crouch. And come forward into my plank. Crouch. Into plank. One last time. Come to the crouch. And bring into plank. This time, as you get into your plank, again, you can drop your knees, flatten your feet, and shift back into child's pose. Take a couple more breaths here. If you want to take your hand and zoom back towards your ankles, you can. If you want to keep reaching forward, keep reaching forward. Now eventually, we're all going to come here into tabletop, right? And you're going to let yourself come all the way down to your belly. We're coming down to our belly here. Now, reach your hands forward, right? So you're slightly elevated. So your chest is lifted, you're pressing into your palms, your elbows are up off the mat right now. Right? Now, you're going to bend into your left elbow, right? Bend into it. So now your fingertips, your elbow goes out to the left, your left elbow. Your left fingertips are pointed towards your right arm. Slide your left fingertips underneath your right armpit and walk those left fingertips as much towards the right side of the room as you can. Then from there, take those right fingertips, walk them over towards the left side of the room. So we're in this little crisscross here. It's called whale's tail. You're letting your chin hook over your arms like mine is, if you can do that, Or maybe you're tucking your chin to your chest and letting your forehead rest on your arms. But let the head relax. You should feel this as a sensation in your shoulders, right? That's what we're going for here. They did a lot of work today. Now we're letting them relax. Stretch out. I say relaxing, right? But there should be some sensation here, right?
Oh yeah.
I should be talking to you. But it's good. Good sensation. Take 2 more breaths. I know, whatever sensation's coming at you. And then walk that right hand back forward. You're going to slide that left arm out from underneath. Reach that left arm forward again. As your chest is slightly elevated, your elbows are up off the ground. We're going to do that on the other side. So you're bending into your right elbow. Point your right elbow to the right side of the room. Right fingertips point towards the left side of the room. And then slide those right fingertips underneath your left armpit. Reach your right fingertips as far as you can towards the left side of the room. Start to walk your left hand towards the right side of the room. So make that little X with your arms and then relax into it. Right now from here, when you're ready to come out of it, you're going to start to walk that left arm back across, slide that right arm out from underneath. Now we're going to stay on our belly here. You're going to take your arms out to a T. Take your right ear to the mat so that you're looking over towards the left side of the room. Right? Now you're going to bend into your left elbow here. Your left elbow goes up to the sky. Your left palm comes right by your left chest. Push into your left hand, roll yourself over onto your right hip, and then bend into your left knee. You want those left toes to come back down behind your right thigh. It's from the shoulder T stretch. Now, you can stay right here with that left hand by your face, right? You can put the left hand on your hip. You can wrap that left hand around your back, reach towards your right arm. The more that your chest starts to angle up towards the ceiling, the more sensation you're going to feel in that right shoulder. Right? The more it starts to point down towards the floor, the less you're going to feel. So you can adjust that, right? When you wrap your arm around your back and reach towards your right hand, the more you do that, the more your chest opens, right? The more you let that arm relax or keep the hand on the floor, the more the chest goes towards the floor. So find the place where you want to be. You should be feeling some sensation, but not so much that you can't stand it. We should be feeling it right at the top of the right shoulder. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Here, take your left hand back by your face, push off with those left toes, roll yourself back onto your belly, take your left arm out long, take your left ear to the mat. So now you're looking to the right, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so you're going to bend into your right elbow, bring your right hand by your chest, push into that right hand, roll yourself over onto your left hip. Your right foot's going to lift up, it's going to land outside your left thigh, left calf. And then you keep your right hand right by your face. You can take it to your hip, or you can wrap it around behind your back. You can reach it toward your left arm. You want to be feeling that sensation in the left shoulder. Keep those left fingertips reaching straight towards the left side of the room. Here, you don't want them angled up or down. Stretch your shoulder, not tear it open. 3 more breaths. right hand back around by your face, push off those right toes, roll yourself back onto your belly, and then bring your hands to your chest. Now, last thing we're gonna do here, right, we're gonna lift up into Sphinx. So you're gonna slide your hands forward so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. So you're propped up on your forearms, but most of your belly is still on the mat, right? We want this to be a stretch in the low back. You should feel this in your low back. Now your arms are working a little bit, right? Holding you up. We did a lot of work with the arms today. If you hate me now and your arms are just noodles, you can always slide your elbows a little bit further forward so your elbows are in front of your shoulders, let more of your belly come down. Right? You're not getting as deep a stretch in your back, but it's taking a little pressure off your arms. So if you need that, go there. You can always go all the way up to seal where you press your palms into the ground and straighten your arms. That gives you a deeper back bend. Not really that much more work for the arms, but for some people like me, it's too much on the back. So I want you to find the place where you want to go. Just hold here for 4 more breaths. And from there, let your head start to dip down. Pull your hands back to your chest. Push yourself back up into tabletop. Now let your hips come to one side or the other. Swing your legs around in front of you. Like I said, a lot of work today in the arms, but we're going to stretch out the legs just a little bit here and just do a basic forward fold because your legs worked a little bit too. All right? So get down on those sit bones, those bony bones in the back of your glutes. You can rock your hips back and forth so you can really settle in. Take your hands up to the sky, turn your palms towards me, and then fold forward over your legs. Now, maybe you grabbed onto your toes, maybe your hands just landed on your ankle or your shin or your knee. It's all good. Right? Your goal here isn't to get your head to come down to your feet. Your goal is just bring your chest as far forward as you can. Right? So you use your breath to do that as you inhale. Lengthen out your spine a little bit. Maybe lift your chest up slightly. Then as you exhale, you can sink further in. Let your chest come further down. Further forward, walk your hands further forward. Just do that a couple times. You inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold deeper. Help your body travel just a little bit deeper into the pose. Remember, you're trying to feel it in your hamstrings, back of your legs. You don't want to feel this in the low back. We just stretch the low back in Sphinx, right? It doesn't need this. So if you're feeling it in your low back, bend your knees. Lift your chest. So you don't feel it in your back anymore, just in your legs. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then slowly start to peel yourself up. Now you're gonna bend into your knees. Bring your feet to the mat. Take your arms out long, tuck your chin to your chest. Make sure you're up at the very top of your mat so you have space behind you to land your head, hips, shoulders, all on the ground as we come right in, right onto our back. Right, we're going to go through our inversions here. So first you want your hands to your sides, palms face down, knees are bent, feet are firmly on the ground. You're going to press into all 4 corners of both feet and lift your hips up to the sky. So come into your bridge. Now, if you want to here, you can slide a block underneath your hips. Grab a block just so I can show you. Right? And do a supported bridge. You don't have to do that. You can stay unsupported. Using the strength of your legs. Push your hips up. So if you're in an unsupported bridge, you're engaging your quads, you're engaging your glutes, you're engaging those hamstrings. Use that strength in the legs to make the hips go a little higher to increase the flexibility of the back. Right? Here's unsupported bridge. Shoulders should be at least slightly tucked. If you want to make it really deep, you can work one entire shoulder, then the other underneath your body. Clasp your hands underneath your body. Push your hips even higher. That's just an option. If you're in supported bridge, right, your hips are resting on the block. You're using the leverage of the block to push those hips higher to increase the flexibility of your back. So either one is fine. Take 3 more breaths. Now, if you're in an unsupported bridge, right, you're just going to let your hips float back down to the mat. If you're in supported bridge and you want to keep that block there for waterfall, you can keep the block there, right? So whether you have the block under your hips where you have your hips flat on the ground, we come to waterfall, we bring the feet straight up to the sky. Right, so I have a supported waterfall right now because I still have a block under my hips. Just elevates my hips slightly, makes the pose a little more intense. Right? You don't have to have the block under your hips. You can have your hips flat, feet up to the sky. Regular waterfall, whatever your body feels better in. Right? If you need it a lot more intense, you have the option to go to shoulder stand. That's when you lift your hips up on your own. Put your hands in the small of your back. So you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. Right? So you can be in shoulder stand, you can be in waterfall, you can be in supported waterfall. Let your body tell you where to go. If you're in shoulder stand, make sure those elbows point right towards the front of the room. Right? You want the body weight to come to your shoulder girdle. That's what that pose is designed for, not into your elbow joints. That's not good for your elbows. We're all getting those great inversion benefits, sending the blood from the feet where it pools all day, back to the head and the heart where we need it more. When you're ready to come out of this, whatever version you're in, we're all going to come out the same way. Bend your knees, let them scrape along your facing body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. If you still have the block underneath your hips now, you're going to slide that block out from underneath you. Everybody's hips are flat to the ground. We're going to come to happy baby. So you're taking your feet up again. This time, right? You're going to separate your feet, maybe slightly, maybe a lot. That's up to you. Bend your knees, maybe slightly, maybe a lot. That's up to you. Reach up for your same foot with your same hand. If you can't grab your foot, then you just grab your ankle or your shin or your knee. You make that connection somewhere with your leg. Once you've made it, roll forward. Make sure you've got that sacrum, the low part of your back, pressing into the mat. Once you've made that connection with your hands, you're pressing that sacrum into the mat, then you can have that rock from side to side. You're giving yourself a little spinal massage. And it should feel good, the spinal massage. Right? If it doesn't, you don't have to do it. You can stay still. You can take your legs wider, straighter, bend them more, bring them in more. I just want you to find somewhere to be when this feels really amazing to you. So a couple more breaths here, just feeling happy. You're a happy baby. Now, from here we're going to hug the knees back into our chest and take our final twist. You're going to let your arms go out long, like wings in that T position. Drop your knees to the right as your chin and your gaze go to the left. You can make this more by pressing down on your knees with your right hand or by extending your legs towards your right fingertips. But you're keeping that left shoulder anchored. That's what's giving you the twist. We haven't done a whole lot of twists today, but we always finish off with this one just to seal off the practice. We want our bodies to remember what happened today. Next time we come practice whatever we did, it's easier. We can go deeper. Bring your knees back up to center here, and then drop your knees over to the left. Take your chin, your gaze to the right. Take your left hand and press those knees closer to the ground if you want to, or you can extend your legs, or you can just stay where you are. That right shoulder staying anchored to give you the twist. As you inhale next, pull your knees back up to center. Give them one final hug into your chest. Now let's start to set up for our final pose, our Shavasana. So let your legs extend long. Take your hands to your sides. That's your traditional Shavasana, flat on your back. Don't stay there if it's uncomfortable. Bend your knees. You can roll to the side. You can roll to your belly again. You can come up to seated. Just find somewhere to be where you're nice and comfortable. You're going to be able to stay perfectly still. Most importantly, you want to be somewhere where your mind is going to be able to go. Perfectly quiet. Good spray. I'm going to come around for those of you in the studio. If you have a towel and you won't use spray, I will. Just sandalwood citrus on it. Sandalwood to relax you. Get deeper into your Shavasana. That's citrus to keep you slightly energized so you don't fall asleep. If you're at home and have a towel, put it over your eyes grab a towel, just close your eyes. So, somewhere, you can start to enjoy those senses. Not controlling your breath anymore. You're letting your breath go. Even as you let your breath go, though, as you release that control, keep that focus on your breath. Keep noticing it. Keep observing it. Let your breath guide you to a place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. When you get there, that's your true quiet of the mind. Slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, take your arms overhead, do a nice full deep body stretch. Then just roll over onto your right side in the fetal position. Take a couple breaths right there, just to reacclimate to our space. The sights and the sounds of the room come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. Then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated and breathe close here. So let's close with our two Mari breaths and then an Om. The Mari breath, we inhale as we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. Then we'll do the Om. The Om is the universal syllable, uses all parts of the throat. You don't have to join me in these breaths. You can just listen. We'll do two Mari breaths, one Om. Let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. Inhale one final time and Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right, so hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow, right? If I'm not here in the studio, then probably I'll do one online at home. So you can probably join me either way tomorrow, but we'll let you know if we're gonna be able to come here into the studio or not. Either way, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your 3-day weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.